Meeting is called.
Ms. Nancy Carrier. Ms. Mildred Theory. Mr. Alvin Stelly.
Here.
Ms. Vivian Olivier. Mr. Wayne Ordwin. Mr. Jimmy Edwards. Thank you.
Okay, this is for the month of March, we do max 5.
You might miss the,
I'm sorry. Cover cleaning, 11 rows, cover installation, 14, debris removal, 55 rows, ditching, 19, grading, 36, material spread on 18, patching, 21 roads, sign installation on 19, tree removal on 15, and washout on 1. Just one thing I need to add to that, those who have been hit by the tornado issue, if they would pile their debris at the road, parish government will pick it up, but we ask that please separate it and no tires, because that interferes with us dumping at the landfill. We want to try to help as many people as we can. If someone knows of something that's on a road is broken, tree is cracked or something, we don't see or we miss, please call our office so we can address it. We'd rather get it before and something happens afterward. So feel free to call me at any time anything happens.
Thank you.
Mr. Lejeune.
I just want to bring a little clarity to the word separated. A lot of times people think that because it was involved in the tornado, they have to separate the debris from the tornado, which means tin or a fence post or some wire, and that goes in tornado pickup. But the actual tree limbs and the fence posts have to be separated regardless at the end of the road, because I've seen it where we've had those issues, so.
Thank you. One thing, Criso, we can't take anything with Criso.
Okay.
That's another thing. I'm glad you mentioned that.
Thank you, Miss Nancy.
Okay, discuss four-wheelers. Oh, I'm sorry, yeah.
Accept.
We have a second?
Second.
Mr. Alvin Stelly. Ms. Vivian Olivier. Mr. Wayne.
Carts on the road, Councilman Alvin Stelly.
That was solved.
Okay, what's all?
Thank you.
Okay, forward all applications received for 3 appointments to the Bellevue and Cooley Crotch Gravity Drainage District Number 20 for a 4-year term.
I so move. Second.
Ms. Vivian Olivier. Mr. Wayne Ordwin.
Yes.
Mr. Alvin Stelly.
Yes.
Motion forward.
Number 8, authorize the council clerk to advertise for 5 appointments to the St. Landry Gravity Drainage District Number 14 for a 4-year term.
Move. Second.
Mr. Wayne Ordwin.
Yes.
Mr. Alvin Stelly.
Yes.
Ms. Vivian Olivier.
Yes.
Motion forward.
Number 9, authorize the council clerk to advertise for 1 appointment to the St. Landry Waterworks District Number 5 for a 3-year term.
So move. Second.
Mr. Alvin Stelly.
Yes.
Ms. Vivian Olivier.
Yes.
Mr. Wayne Ordwin.
Yes.
Motion forward.
Number 10, update on Smooth Ride Home and what those funds can be spent on. Councilwoman Mildred Theory, she's not here, so either we can just table it, or if,
Table it.
Madam Chair, if I
Yes,
may, it's probably gonna come back up, that we get the bylaws of how that money is to be spent on the Smooth Ride Home,
okay. And so
okay?
we'll
And what
just-
is collected, and the list of roads that were done in the last year with the Smooth Ride Home.
Okay, So,
I'm gonna ask that as a motion.
Second.
Mr. Allen Stelling,
Yes.
Ms. Vivian Olivier,
Yes.
Mr. Wayne Ardoin.
Yes.
Motion forward.
number 11, an update on Bayou Chiron. Again, Miss Mildred Theory, she's not here, so we'll just go ahead and table this until she's here. That was an update on Bayou Chiron. Miss Theory wanted, did you sign a little slip, sir?
Yes,
You
ma'am,
want to-
right here in my hand.
You want to give it to me? You kind of missed that, anybody that wanted to address the council, so if it's okay, can he speak on, I guess he wanted to speak on,
It's the same value that Ms. Mildred's talking about.
Would
Okay,
you come
can
up
you
to the
state
mic,
your-
sir, so that you can speak?
The canal, Bayou Karen off of Canal Road,
Can you state your
Gordon
name?
Miller,
Okay, and your address, sir?
117 Canal Road, Opelousas, 42 years, 1981.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
If you want to speak
There's a
on it.
dam down the road, and every time we have bad weather, they keep going over there and plugging the dam. The other day before we had the bad weather, I caught them over there at 7 PM plugging the dam. It goes on constantly. The only thing I haven't done is take possession of a machine and remove the debris myself. From the drainage district, a representative of the drainage district told me at one time, the farmer that made that dam would have to remove it. That was in 2014, before the first flood of 2014, or after the first flood. We went through another flood in August of 16. Now we're in April of 25, and the dam is still there. And the beavers are very strong because they have pieces of reinforced concrete in there.
Mr. Swallow, are you familiar with this issue?
That would be a drainage district issue.
No, the drainage district has not done anything in 42 years until I pushed them to do it. So unless we get the Public Works Department to go in there, like when Mr. Bill Fonten was there, and remove the debris, the canal will not flow. And to the best of my knowledge, there are plenty of laws in the state of Louisiana about blocking the natural flow of water. Some of the other council members told me they got grants for $1 million and has spent it on drainage. That's how important drainage is. Do we have to get people's homes and businesses to go underwater before we do something about it?
Okay, so I just want to mention this. Because it's a drainage district's issue, who is your drainage?
They don't answer the phone. I have been to the meetings, me and a couple of my neighbors that are deceased now. They don't do
Do
anything.
you know who is your council member?
Public Works can go over there with a machine that they have with a grapple and remove that stuff in a matter of about an hour. It can be gone. And the sheriff can go over there and serve the person that's doing it and tell him not to do it anymore.
Well, Ms. Theory is not here, and she brought it up to discuss it.
Terry's not Public Works and she's not the parish president. She is the council member.
Yes, sir, but she helps appoint the people that's on the drainage board on the drainage district. And so it's a drainage board issue. They take care.
No, ma'am, it's a farmer issue that wants to do what they want to do and nobody can correct them.
Okay, Mr. Taylor,
Madam Chairman, perhaps Mr. Reed could speak to Mr. Bellard and ask him to check this out. I think that's the proper procedure. They'll probably send Barry over there to look at it, but he'll have to get direction to do
It's
that.
very easy to spot, Mr. Taylor, because Slimco put power there for him to put a well, to pump there, to pump from the canal. But there was no dam when he did that.
Gotcha.
so.
And I
would you-
spoke to Slimco about it. They said they cannot remove the power to the well as long as he pays the bill.
I understand.
Why don't you give your number and your name?
I have Mr.
He
Gordon.
has my number.
So,
Okay,
Mr.
Hey,
Gordon, where exactly is that? Mr. Gordon, where exactly is that located?
Barry knows where it's at. On Canal Road, down the road from my house, there's a power line crossing the road.
Okay,
And the merge of two canals right there, they all converge there.
okay.
and
All right.
they'll be back in touch with
Thank
you.
you.
Okay, number 13, authorize the council clerk to advertise for one appointment to the St. Landry Waterworks District Number 3.
So move.
Second.
No set term.
Mr. Allen Stelling,
Yes.
Ms. Vivian Olivier,
Here, yes.
Mr. Wayne Ardoin.
Yes.
Okay, motion forward.
13, discuss any other business properly brought before this committee. Is there any?
Madam Chair,
Yes, sir, Mr. Taylor.
he was supposed to be here tonight, but he was here at the last meeting. He was advised, and I think that's in Miss Vivian's district or in Mr. Timmons' district in reference to the health unit feeding of the senior companions or the senior people. The letter never was wrote so that they can start the process over there. You remember we were told that the letter was gonna be written,
Yes.
and Mr. Lincoln Savoy called me Sunday evening and told me they never received the letter yet. So I'm gonna ask that this committee, if it's in the proper committee, that it comes for the full council and a letter be written, that for them to commence using that, it's our building, I think, that Sunset
it
Health
is.
Unit, that they commence, the process.
Okay, so you want to put that in the
Yes.
form of a motion?
I'm putting it in the form of a motion.
Okay.
I second it.
In case the other side didn't hear, what he's talking about is, you understand, Mr. Lejeune? Oh, well,
I'll repeat it. It's
Yeah.
about the letter Mr. Lincoln Savoy came here the other night about us giving permission for them to use that health unit in Sunset to feed the senior people. And I think Mr. Marks was involved, seeing about get it done in Krotz Springs. Ms. Theory wanted to see if I could get it done in Plaisance. So I just wanted, he called me and he's concerned because he said, I thought y'all were gonna give us a letter, and let us go ahead and start. And they haven't had permission because the feds are ready to start the process. So I'm asking for a motion from the committee.
so he's making a
Mr. Reed, you
motion.
wanna hone in on?
Yep, so I talked to Jesse about it. He says that he's handling that and that he's talking to Link.
Okay, well,
Directly.
just Lincoln called me Sunday evening,
I'm
all
just-
concerned about it,
Yeah.
and said he was gonna be here tonight, so maybe they spoke since
Yeah.
then, but he asked me to bring it up, and I'm doing what.
I'll follow up with him tomorrow morning to
So
see.
you want to withdraw
That's
your
what I was
motion?
told. Yeah.
Okay, well, would you let us know?
Yeah.
Are you
And let
withdrawing that
Mr. Lin-
motion, Ms. Audwin?
Ma'am?
Are you withdrawing your
I'll
motion
withhold it until
till further notice?
they have spoken, I'm good.
Okay,
Thank
so if there's no other business?
I move we adjourn.
Second.
Second.
Okay. Mr. Wayne Ordway?
Yes, I think Mr. Gordon Miller's got his hand up here.
Well, okay, Mr. Miller,
I just
We
wanted
have
to
it.
know what was said about number 6, discuss four-wheeler side-by-sides and golf carts.
That was
we
tabled.
tabled it because it was in Miss Theory's district.
I had that on the.
Oh, I'm sorry, yeah,
Okay.
Mr. Staley.
Yes, sir.
He said it was
I talked to that
resolved.
lawyer, You gave me some paperwork.
The reason I'm saying is according to what the sheriff put on Facebook, that it's legal within St. Louis Parish for them to ride four-wheelers and side-by-sides on the parish road. And as far as I know, on a public highway, they can ride on the shoulder,
It's legal.
according to what the Louisiana statutes are.
But it's not
Maybe
legal
Mr.
to go
Mr.
through the
Dubuisson would
ditches.
know.
Okay, but being that Mr. Staley, you said it was
Paperwork
resolved,
on it,
so,
So we'll see what you want.
We have a motion to adjourn?
Okay.
Yes, second.
Ms. Alves,
Yes.
Ms. Vivian Lejeune?
Yes.
Meeting adjourned.
Committee is now in order. Roll call.
Mr. Fulcher Jalavid?
Present.
Mr. Howard Taylor?
Here.
Mr. Ken Moore?
Here.
Mr. Dexter Brown? Mr. Tim Lejeune?
Here.
Mr. Ernest Blanchard?
Here.
I have no notes to have anyone speak, so we'll move on to the next one. Parish President's report and finance report.
I have no report, but I do know that Jesse is about 15 minutes away, so do you want to wait until he gets here, or do you want to?
No, we're going to move on, but
All right, well, you should have
let
the
him report on it.
you should have the finance report in front of you, too.
Number 5, discuss appraisal of lease of a movable hello.
Sorry,
Yes.
excuse me just one second. How do you want to handle the president's report? You want to accept it as it is, or you want to wait till he comes?
We'll wait till he gets here,
All right, good deal.
toward the end. Let's see, further discuss the appraisal of a lease of movable property by St. Andrew Parish Government to Allegiance Health Management Incorporated, DBA Acadian Medical Center. Who put this on the agenda? Is that,
That was passed from the committee.
I'm sorry?
It was forwarded from the committee meeting. The last committee meeting.
Is that the building that's behind, where the old hospital was at?
Yeah. Do we have any further discussion about that?
Not that I can remember in detail.
That was, that was taken care of between, I went to the meeting on that, and that was, you'd have to talk to Jesse, but that was taken care of between the hospital administrators and Jesse. On
So
that building.
we don't need to take any action? No action needed? Okay, thank
No
you.
action has been.
Number 6, discuss salary adjustment for Assistant Clerk, Ms. Karen Barlow. Who put this on the agenda?
Mr.
It was all.
Mr. Brown had taken the effort of getting this done, and I would like to say that I spoke to Mr. Bellard, and he said that he'll make sure that he can find $2 an hour increase in her pay.
Anybody else?
I'll make it as a motion.
I'll second.
So move. Hold on one second.
That's correct.
Okay. Anybody else have anything they want to say? I do. You know, we could take it out of our own budget, since she works for us. All we got to do is give up $200 on our travel pay each. I mean, that would make sense.
Either way.
I mean, do y'all understand that we a separate body from parish government?
I do.
That's
understand.
administrative?
Oh, yeah, I understand that clearly, Mr. Tate.
Okay, good.
Okay,
We have a motion to move this to full council.
Yes, sir.
We have a second, Madam Clerk.
Mr. Ken Morris,
Yes.
Mr. Dexter Brown, Mr. Dexter Brown, Mr. Tina Jean,
Yes.
Mr. Ernest Blanchard,
Yes.
Mr. Foster Jalavet.
Yes.
Motion forward.
Number 7, forward applications received for 2 appointments to Fire District Number 2 for a 2-year term, June 15, 25 to June 15, 27.
So move.
So moved. Second.
We have a motion and a second, Madam Clerk.
Mr. Tina Jean.
Yes.
Mr. Ernest Blanchard.
Yes.
Mr. Foster Jalavet.
Yes.
Mr. Ken Morris.
Yes.
Motion forward.
Number 8, authorize council clerk to advertise for 1 appointment to Hospital District Number 2, Opelousas General Hospital for 6-year term, 07/25 to 07/2031.
So move.
We have a motion?
Second.
And a second, Madam Clerk.
Mr. Ernest Blanchard.
Yes.
Mr. Foster Jalavet.
Yes.
Mr. Ken Morris.
Yes.
Mr. Tina Jean.
Yes.
Motion forward.
Number 9, authorize Parish President Jesse Ballard to sign an intergovernmental agreement between St. Louis Parish Government and St. Louis Parish Housing Authority.
So move.
Second.
Madam
Mr. Foster
Clerk.
Jalavet.
Yes.
Mr. Ken Morris.
Yes.
Mr. Tina Jean.
Yes.
Mr. Ernest Blanchard.
Yes.
Motion forward.
Number 10, authorize the lease of and operating agreement between St. Louis Parish Government, Robert C. Ardwan, for lots 24-25 St. Louis Parish Airport.
So moved.
Second.
Madam Clerk.
Mr. Ken Morris.
Yes.
Mr. Tina Jean.
Yes.
Mr. Ernest Blanchard.
Yes.
Mr. Foster Jalavet.
Yes.
Motion forward.
Number 11, forward council resolution 009-225, a resolution to support legislation to amend RS 33-130.302, a resolution and to enact a new statute requiring the parish and/or municipal approval for projects that will negatively affect the local taxes, that's ad valorem taxes, I'm assuming.
So moved.
Wait, I'm not through reading it.
Oh, okay.
Whereas 33-130B states that St. Louis Economic Development District was established for the primary purpose of stimulating industrial and commercial development in St. Andrew Parish. Special attention shall be focused on developing stable and more extensive employment opportunities, promote economic development, and in disadvantaged communities, develop infrastructure, and promoting the welfare of the citizens of St. Landry Parish. Whereas the St. Landry Parish Council, the governing body of St. Landry Parish, must protect the tax base of the parish and its municipalities, whereas the St. Landry Economic Development District possesses the authority to negotiate economic development projects that may reduce, eliminate, abate, or otherwise affect the tax base of St. Landry Parish, its municipalities, without any requirements or of notification provided for the approval received the St. Landry Parish government, whereas the executive director and chief administrative officer of St. Landry Parish District is appointed by the Board of Commissioners, whereas the St. Landry Parish government it can effectively protect the tax bases of the parish and its municipalities if the St. Landry Parish Economic Development District is required to submit a detailed proposal of any economic development projects that may reduce, eliminate, abate, or otherwise affect the tax base of the parish and/or its municipalities for the governing authority review and approval, and allowing 45 days for the government authority to conduct a public hearing to approve or deny the agreement. Further, whereas the St. Landry Parish government can more effectively ensure the St. Landry Parish Industrial Investment District is fulfilling its purpose and focus and special attention on the areas identified in RS 33-130.301B to protect tax bases of the parish and municipalities of, if the executive director of the St. Landry Parish Industrial Development District reports to the St. Landry Parish president, who, one, shall have the authority to provide general directions, strategy, supervision to the executive director or the chief executive or and two, will work at the pleasure of the parish president. Now, therefore, be it resolved that St. Landry Parish Council hereby expresses its support for legislation to amend that particular. Ladies and gentlemen,
Mr. Chairman.
ladies and gentlemen, the chairman has something to say. First of all, SLED, the Economic Development District, is a subdivision of the state of Louisiana. It reads in the RS revised statutes 33-130-302. B, the power and authority to appoint commissioners shall not be construed to confer on the St. Landry Parish Municipal Association or the Parish Council of St. Landry Parish any direction, control, or other influence over the district, the board, not specifically provided herein and otherwise provided by law. Furthermore, current members of the Municipal Association and the Parish Council may not serve as commissioners. These folks have been in operation since 1998. They're created by the state, kind of like District 5 and District 6, which we have no control over. What in the hell are we doing getting involved in this? They have done a tremendous job over the years, bringing jobs to our parish, building our community. What are we trying to do here?
Mr. Chairman,
Who's speaking?
I arrived, Parish President.
Go ahead, Mr. Bellard. I'm so glad you're here.
So it's very simple. The authority to do what's being done now presently by abating taxes and making deals with pilot programs and everything else should rest with this body here, not a board. So I'm explaining the process. So I'm asking this council for a resolution to support the bill that I have submitted to change the way the board has the authority to do certain things. One thing is, and the main thing is that the board would not be able to approve pilot programs or any type of programs that's going to eliminate some taxes or defer some taxes on the taxing bodies of our parish. That is the only thing that we are asking to be changed in the law.
That's not what you're saying in the resolution.
I'm trying to explain to you. Give me a
Well,
minute.
shouldn't you have done your homework before you?
I did
prepared this?
everything. I did all my homework. I
Well,
promise.
why have you taken your job out of it?
Sir?
Somebody objected to it or something? I think it was crazy that you would put it in there, but that's you. Listen, if you're suggesting
So
that the parish
I have the
council,
floor. I
if
have
you're
the
suggesting
floor.
that
I have the floor.
I have the
No,
gavel.
I was talking. You gave me the floor, so it's
Finish
my
up.
turn.
Finish up.
So I'm gonna take my time. I just walked in the door.
You have the floor, Mr. Bellard.
Okay, so the whole thing about this is that we're gonna change the statute to read that this council, this body, is the one that's going to make the final decision on abating taxes and approving pilot programs. That is it. Nothing else in there changes. So.
So you're taking all this other stuff out.
To answer your question, when I put that other part in there, you know why I put it in there?
Yeah, I'd like to know.
Because I knew you and another council would say something.
You
So
excuse.
what?
Thank you
It
very
brought
much.
It brought up the conversation.
Thank you very much. So you want to amend the resolution to read that it's going to be this body that's going to make the final determination whether or not these tax exemptions are going forward.
Correct.
Everybody got that?
I got it.
It ain't about the president being
Right.
involved and having authority over the president. You have what? You have it strike right. All right. Do we have a motion?
So moved.
Madam Clerk.
Mr. Timmy Legend? Mr. Ernest Blanchard?
Yes.
Mr. Paul Jalavet?
Yes.
And Mr. Ken Morris?
Yes.
Motion forward.
Number 12, resolution number 010-2025, a resolution approving holding an election for Bayou Valley Gravity Drainage District Number 10, St. Landry Parish on Saturday, October 11th, 2025, to authorize the continuation of a special tax therein.
Second.
Second.
Mr. Ernest Blanchard.
Yes.
Mr. Fojo Jalavet.
Yes.
Mr. Ken Moore.
Yes.
Mr. Timmy Legend. Motion forward.
Number 13, forward to the full council resolution 0112025, a resolution approving the holding of an election. Ward 1, the South Gravity Drainage District, number 1, St. Andrew Parish, State of Louisiana, on Saturday, October 11, 2025, to authorize the renewal of a special tax therein.
So moved.
Second.
Mr. Fojo Jalavet.
Yes.
Mr. Ken Moore.
Yes.
Mr. Timmy Legend. Mr. Ernest Blanchard.
Yes.
Motion forward.
Now, Mr. Parish President, you can give your report on finance and your president's report.
I don't have anything on that report. I'm just going to bring up number 5. The discussion about the immovable property. Mr. Lejeune mentioned it was that building behind the hospital that we didn't know we had. So the appraisal came back, I want to believe it was at $500 a month was what the rate was. So I did talk to the CEO at the hospital and I told him about the rate. And we're going to go back and look inside that building and see if it's even worth them having it. So right now, they want to go in there and take out whatever they have, and if they need it, then they'll rent it. So we're in the process of making that happen. So it hasn't been open in years, so probably everything in there is no more good. But we want to make sure that if they use it, they pay the $500 a month, and we'll get that by next month's meeting.
Do we have a motion to accept the report?
I got it. Motion.
Got a question.
You have a question?
Yes, sir, I
Yes,
do.
sir, go ahead.
Mr. Bellard, were they renting that building currently? No.
So it was a gentleman's agreement between the hospital district and the hospital, that as long as they would keep up the ground, they could use the building. So there was nothing, there's no contract.
Okay, thank you.
I got you, of course. So, Mr. Bellard, if they rent the building, if they don't rent it, who's gonna keep up the ground? We'll have to.
Yeah, we're gonna have to take care of it, but that's exactly where we're gonna probably put the, not at that building, but in that same grassy area. We're gonna put the coroner's, building for the, autopsy room and stuff, and that, on that same property.
Oh, I thought the autopsy room was gonna go to them two small buildings that's, we left standing.
The other buildings, and the one of the buildings would cost too much money to put the roof in and just remodel that part. So we're gonna just have to build a new structure right there to fit the needs of the coroner and be a lot cheaper. And we have the grant to furnish it and put everything on the inside.
So we're gonna be tearing down those two small buildings?
That's one small building,
That one small building?
right? The big building, we applied for the grant to redo that big building and bring it back into commerce.
Any further questions?
Mr. Arwin has a question.
Mr. Taylor,
Yes, sir.
now that you're here, Mr. Bellard, you spoke to Mr. Lincoln Savoy about the letter?
I'm dealing with the department over there. I'm not dealing with Mr. Link Sawwa.
Okay,
So I'm dealing with the lady in charge. I received a letter from her last week.
okay.
That's what I was waiting on. So we sent a letter back to them. We just want to make sure we get the clarity right of what it's going to be used for. It's not going to be just a place to go sit. So, but we're in
Well,
negotiations
he-
with them.
He called and he was supposed to be here tonight.
Yeah.
And then you wasn't here, so Mr. Reed said that y'all maybe had talked.
Yeah, well, not me and him, but me and another person
Me and
did
the
talk.
other
Yeah,
person in
and-
charge, okay.
Yeah.
So it's still a possibility that
No,
it
it's,
happened.
yeah, it's gonna happen. It's
Okay.
just, there's a couple of things that she asked for that I think we need to negotiate, because we can't pay for their stuff, but we can supply them the building.
Correct.
But we're gonna make some things work for them.
Right.
And then the issue with, Plaisance and the other areas, that's our big question. Why you do it in some areas and not in all areas,
Yes.
so.
Well, I can understand, but then we own that building over there, and it was done there before, so I mean, the
Right.
man brought it up. It's just, we want to try to accommodate, I think.
Oh, we can do it over there, but I want them to look for other ways to take care of other
Okay,
people. in the past.
thank you. Appreciate it.
You done? Anyone else have anything to say? Is there any other business to be brought up?
Motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn. Do we have a second? Madam Clerk?
Mr. Ken Moore.
Yes.
Mr. Timmy Legend.
Yeah.
Mr. Ernest Blanchard.
Yes.
And Mr. Fojo Jalavet.
Yes.
Meeting adjourned.
Meeting's adjourned.
Yeah, it's right here.